For this project, we are going to learn how to make a shooting star with our 22 gauge 0.6 millimeter wire and a 10 millimeter round bead. So I am using 10 millimeter beads. That's just the size I chose that I like, but you definitely can do this project honestly with any size round bead. It could be larger, smaller. I haven't done it with like a really small bead, but honestly it might be really cute to use just like a little 6mm bead. Give it a try, see what it looks like. So we need our 3 basic tools and that wire, and we're going to get started. For this project, you're going to want to make sure you put that bead on first. If you're working on your spool, you will have to then not guess how much wire you need, which does make it a lot easier. So yeah, get that bead on there first before you begin your top. So slide your bead on, grab your round nose pliers, do the double circle bail top like we always do. Oh, one more thing. So because this is kind of a higher neck for our shooting star, the length of this neck determines how much wire is determined by how much wire you leave on the outside here. So normally we do 1 inch, which is going to make a shorter one. Like this one has a shorter neck. If you like that longer kind of comet behind, you're going to want to leave more wire. So you're going to want to go on closer to say 1.5 inches. I mean, if you want to go even further, you can, and then you can just stop whenever you want. You might wind up with, you know, a little bit of extra to just clip off once you're happy with the length. In this case, you know, a little bit extra is not a bad thing. So leave yourself more wire than you have previously for a longer neck. The rest of this part is exactly the same. Okay, I'm happy with that length. I still have a little bit of wire, but that's no biggie. We'll cut it off and tap down that little pointy part. Straighten everybody out a little. So the longer you get, the more it sometimes wants to kind of wiggle and get a little bit misshapen. Just take your pliers, usually my round nose, flat nose I should say, and just give it a little squeeze in different sides, and that will straighten it back out. Okay, grab your bead that slid away and pull them back up. So now we're going to begin making these rounds. So you're coming out the bottom. The first one is just going to be a half. So the first one you're always going to have just that half circle because we're coming from the bottom. You always want to make sure your wire doesn't have much kinks, because then if you have a couple kinks as you're coming up here, you might have some dents or flaws in this part of your pendant. So give your finger a little swipe along the wire before coming up just to smooth it off. And you're going to come up to the top at the base of the bead, go from the top side around the back just once. So we've just done 1/2 circle around and then finish through to the front, and that's it. So just that one full circle. We're going to stop, straighten our wire, and now we're going to wrap around to the bottom. So this part will get a little bit kind of messier per se, but that's okay in the look of the pendant. We're just wrapping around the bottom. There's not actually anything that's going to anchor it here necessarily, but because of the size of the bead, it's really not the end of the world because it's round. It will just generally sit on the bottom. So you're going to pull nice and tight, not too hard that it tries to flip-flop on either side. If you pull too hard, it'll jump. So just get it nice and snug, come back up again, making sure this wire is nice and smooth how you want it, and you're going to kind of bend it down a little bit and do another loop. So then we come around. I'm anchoring right here with my thumb as well so that this wire isn't popping forwards. So I'm kind of lightly anchoring there, and I'm going once around again. See, I'm going to straighten out that wire because I've got a couple lumpies. And we're going to come around again. And we're just going to keep repeating this process. I don't worry too much about, as I get going, where this wire sits. It could be behind, it can be in front. Just let it go where it feels like. It's really not the end of the world where it sits. And come back up again, and we're just going to repeat this process through the whole neck of the pendant. Just continuing to kind of check on straightening our wire, laying it down around the bottom, making sure it's reasonably snug, back up to the top, and around. And so this is where the length of your neck determines how tall your little comet following from your shooting star is. The longer the neck, the more of these wraps you get to do. Okay, looks like we got a couple more to finish up, and I'll show you how to finish it off. Okay, so for this last one, I think that's close enough to the top. I don't know that I really want to squeeze another one in there. So we're going to do that circle like we normally do, except now we're going to just continue on doing one more circle around. So I like to do essentially 2 loops around on that last one to anchor it off. I always kind of try to have my wire facing forwards, the front of your pendant, when I cut it off. It just helps to not have the wire poking back towards your chest where it might be touching your skin. Crazy wires. All right. Tuck down that little edge out of the way, and there we go. We'll straighten out our top bail. Open it up, and we are done. So this is a great fun little project. Usually almost anybody has some round beads kicking around. Like I said, you can try it with different sizes. You can play with it and adjust it, tweak the wires a little to sit how you like. And generally, there you go. Quick way to make a nice, beautiful little pendant. Now, my curious brain decided to see what it was like to create this with, say, not a round bead. So I know this project works really well with a round bead due to the shape, how it sits on the bottom. But curious minds want to know how it was going to be like on a longer bead. So I know a flat bead isn't going to work well when they're squished because it's definitely going to jump off of those edges. But a tall bead, it's going to kind of do the same thing. So you see how the wires are immediately going to want to jump off. But I had an idea for an adaptation. Maybe you got some cool beads like this that you want to try, because you know what? It looks kind of neat. So one way you could rectify this if you don't want these wires letting go is I took a piece of 0.4 millimeter wire, so a much thinner wire, and I'm going to use it on either side of these bottom wraps to anchor it in. So I'm going to put one wire up one side and try and feed it through the top. This bead specifically has a really big hole in the bottom, so if you have a bead that has a much smaller hole, this might not work. This bead has, like I said, a big hole, so it makes it easy to do this. So, but like I said, this is mostly just a fun sideline if you do want to try a bead like this. Okay, so I got both wires, one on either side of all of my wraps here on the bottom, coming through out the top hole here, and I'm just going to cinch them up, give them a nice little tug. Just watch how hard you pull on 0.4 millimeter wire, as it can definitely break easier, so you have to be a little bit more gentle. I'm just using the side of my tool just to kind of flatten it on the bottom to tighten it down. And then I'm just going to simply wrap these off because all they're doing is holding those down there. So I'm going to come up around. I'm just using both at the same time because they're super thin. And I'm just doing that kind of once around circle just to secure them because obviously we don't want them falling back out the bottom. Clip them off. Pinch down those little pointy parts, and there we go. So that is a quick adaptation if you want to use a bead that is a different shape that those wires aren't going to stay nicely on the bottom, is essentially put a little pin through it. So I took a little 0.4 millimeter wire, did like a little this shape up through the middle, and just secured it off the top. Now you don't even really notice it. And you now have a different pendant. I thought that was cool. I only did a single loop on this one, but you can definitely do a double loop. So there is a quick and easy way to make a shooting star.